We're in our 8th year now. And I think about Celebration of the Bow in 2010, where we had 6 temporary projects.
Yeah.
And I think that was the first sort of event-based, those were the first event-based projects that we delivered. And we had no idea what to expect from Calgarians, what the response would be, and it was really overwhelmingly positive. And River of Light, we had 15,000 people standing along the banks of the Bow River, you know, to partake or be a part of that event. It was a spectacle.
Yeah.
And I think those 6 projects were really the beginning of people starting to think about the river emotionally.
Absolutely.
Programming the river. Programming the river itself had never been done before. We put out a call for an artist team to tackle the visual language project. It was a really interesting and challenging request for proposals to write. We wanted to be very clear in our intention, but not specific in what we wanted the artists to deliver. And that's a challenge.
Creating a place for ambiguity is challenging.
Yes, to be clearly ambiguous.
Yes, that's right.
That's what we needed to do. And there was a team of people that we sort of ran the RFP through, the process through, to get input and feedback on. Without lead artists embedded here and working here, it wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have evolved into what it is today. You need to have that ability for people to touch base with these creative practitioners. They need access. They need daily access to artists to really and truly integrate it into what it is that they're doing. So, you know, oversimplifying it, but I think that that's probably the critical point. I think in all of our projects, because it's really the fundamental principle in the UEP Public Art Plan, is that multidisciplinary collaboration will create remarkable places and remarkable experiences. I can look at each one of our projects and say, yes, we've created a remarkable place, we've created remarkable experiences, it's been multidisciplinary. We couldn't have achieved any of the projects without that fundamental principle. But embedding artists full-time into core business has allowed that to happen. You know, in city processes, we define a project or we define a scope of work, and when you're embedding artists into core business, you don't really know where things are going to lead. And to try and nail things up really tight, that's not going to allow for success. Is that when we bring people together around Watershed Plus, around public art, we're talking about their business, we're talking about their projects, but we're taking it out of that strictly engineering mode, and we bring in that cross-disciplinary collaboration. And when people come to the table, I think of it as this bubble of time and space where people bring their expertise in, but can leave their project demands behind.
You're not worried about the budget outcomes, you're not worried about certain things.
You're not worried about what a storm water treatment system will look like. You're coming to the table exploring ideas with artists. And so for East Beaumont in particular, when we brought parks and water resources and the lead artists together, we could start by talking about the common vision. And we all did have that common vision. We went through the process with the core group. Is East Beaumont Park, does it fit sort of our selection criteria? Yes, 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 yes. Water resources staff, yes. Park staff, yes. And so that just set the stage for a discussion on how to design this so that it could be both. Well, we were involved with developing the park's vision and embedding public art into their planning process, so that it was really an exciting part of the project when we issued the RFP for artists and went through artist selection. Everybody who'd been involved in the chartering planning process was excited to participate in that artist selection. Mm-hmm. And when the artists came for the first meeting to meet the design team, the project team, it was a very natural, inclusive meeting, which continued on. Mm. Parkdale Plaza was is a wonderful example of collaboration between the different disciplines. So we had the public artist, we had architects, landscape architects, and engineers working together around the table over a course of a few years now, looking at design, how to meet the goals of the project, how to meet the goals of the public art project, but also how to meet the goals for the park's landscape of memory and the water resources outfall upgrade program. So 3 different programs brought together in one project. So working together collaboratively to come up with this site. And I think that is the fundamental principle within the overall UEP public art plan that we continually go back to. It's that a multidisciplinary collaboration is so critical to the success of any of our projects. And I think that without that cross-disciplinary involvement within the city, but also with external partners and with the community, we would not have the success that we do today.